Olivia's former lover has cancer. Before dying, he wanted to be Olivia's husband one last time. To fulfill his wish, Olivia asked me for a divorce without hesitation. As a result, my mission failed and the system marked me for termination. But before my death, I begged the system, let me die by Olivia's hands, I want her to live forever feeling indebted to me. Later, I got my wish and died by Olivia's hand. Because of it, her hair turned white overnight, and she lost her mind completely. On the day of our 7th wedding anniversary, she didn't come home. I called her countless times before she finally picked up, her tone dripping with impatience. Don't talk to me unless it's about the divorce. All this time, she's been using emotional coldness to force me into divorcing her, simply because her former lover Leo has cancer and wants to marry her before he dies. Olivia, have you forgotten what day it is today? I struggled to suppress the ache in my heart, trying to make her remember. Ori, go take a shower first, I'll be waiting for you in the room. Suddenly, a cheerful male voice came through the phone. Every drop of blood in my body froze. Olivia, you're my wife. I clenched my phone tightly. She said nonchalantly, Leo isn't feeling well. I'm just going to give him a massage later. Today is our wedding anniversary. Not only is she not coming home, she's going to massage another man in his house. A surge of fury rushed to my head. We're not divorced yet. Do you really think this kind of behavior is appropriate? Then hurry up and divorce me, she said irritably. I've been telling you about this all along, but you've never been willing to go to the city hall with me, and I've said this is just a temporary divorce. Once Leo is satisfied, I'll remarry you. 1 month ago, Leo was diagnosed with liver cancer. That's when Olivia proposed that we divorce so she could marry him. I could hardly believe what I was hearing. How could she say something so outrageous? What does she take our marriage for? If we divorce, I'll die, I said calmly. Her anger flared up instantly. Threatening me with death again? Can't you be reasonable? I don't want to argue with you. We're getting divorced at City Hall tomorrow. With that, she hung up directly. Staring at the disconnected screen, my heart instantly plummeted to the depths. She didn't know that her casually mentioned divorce would be sending me to my death. 7 years ago when I arrived in this world, my mission was to marry her. I completed my mission quickly, and along the way, I fell in love with her. I begged the system to let me stay here. The system agreed, but it said, if one day Olivia wants to leave you, your mission will be considered a failure, and you must leave this world. At that time, I believed Olivia would never leave me. Yet this day came far too soon. As I watched the clock in the living room stop at 1 a.m., the system suddenly spoke. Host, as long as you're not divorced, there's still a chance. Do you want to try again? Her words brought back memories of all the little moments Olivia and I had shared over the years. When we graduated from college, we were both penniless. It was quite miserable. But Olivia would always encourage me back then. Ethan, everything will be all right. Let's work hard together and build a home of our own. Back then, though life was bitter, our love was genuine and passionate. But somehow now, Olivia's heart has changed all of a sudden. After being together for so many years, to have me suddenly walk away, I certainly can't accept that. So I followed the system's advice and made one last attempt. I went to the hospital to find Olivia. She's an eminent doctor at this hospital, but since our disagreement over the divorce, she's been staying at the hospital and hasn't come home. I even specifically made her favorite roasted ribs and brought them along. However, it seems someone beat me to it. In Olivia's office, I saw Leo feeding her roasted ribs from a thermos lunchbox. Ollie, is it delicious? I made this with my own hands. Olivia's face was full of smiles, yet also heartache. Leo, even in your condition, you're still thinking of me. It's all right, as long as it makes you happy. Anything I do is worth it. As he spoke, Leo wiped the oil stain from the corner of her mouth. You little rascal, Olivia laughed shyly, lowering her head. Then, taking advantage of his momentary inattention, she planted a kiss on his cheek and murmured, now I'll make you a little rascal too. My heart shattered instantly, and I took several steps back. When Olivia's gaze swept over, I instinctively hid. How ridiculous, I'm supposed to be her husband. Yet here I am, sneaking around like a thief watching them in their loving embrace. Many years ago, Olivia and I had just gotten married. She would always cling to my hand and coquettishly say, Ethan, I want to be with you forever. No, wait, that's not long enough. I want lifetimes together. This life and the next and the next. Then it's a promise, no taking it back. Agreed. Now her promises have all been overturned. I tossed the insulated lunchbox into the trash, and a single tear followed it in. System, I don't want to struggle anymore. Help me leave this world. I silently cried out bitterly in my heart. All right, host, before leaving, you must choose a method of death. Which one would you prefer? I pondered for a long time. If I chose to end my own life, Olivia wouldn't feel the slightest guilt. She'd only think I brought it upon myself, that it had nothing to do with her. Let me die by Olivia's hands. I want her to feel guilty for the rest of her life. She's a doctor, right? Then have her accidentally kill you during surgery. But first, you'll need to catch a minor illness. It's fine, I'm not afraid, because I think this is a pretty good plan. Olivia took the greatest pride in her medical skills. To think she'd personally perform my surgery, only to accidentally kill me due to a mistake. That would surely devastate her. The system gave me a very common case of appendicitis. It said this type of surgery had an extremely high success rate, and was considered a minor procedure. Make sure Olivia makes a mistake, she'll be in utter agony when it happens. Early the next morning, a sharp pain shot through my abdomen. Looks like the appendicitis the system scheduled has kicked in. I struggled to the living room and arrived just in time to see Olivia opening the door. Ah, right, she mentioned today's the day she's filing for divorce. Holding onto the couch for support, I gingerly lowered myself down. Her brows furrowed tightly as she shoved my arm hard. Go file for divorce then. What are you still sitting here for? Her shove made me sway off balance to one side. Can we pick another day? I'm not feeling well today. I feel really terrible. Sharp pains keep shooting through my abdomen. Ethan, no one understands your body better than I do. You just had a full checkup a few months ago, and there were no issues whatsoever. Now you're telling me you're sick? Her face was full of irritation. Cut the act. Hurry up and come with me to finalize the divorce. With that, she dragged me into the car. The entire ride, I was breaking out in cold sweat from the pain. I wanted to find some tissues in her car to wipe my forehead. Instead, I found a box of condoms in the glove compartment. I froze. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Did she actually do that in the car? Olivia suddenly hit the brakes and snatched the box from my hands, her eyes darting away. I bought it to use with you. Whenever she lied, she couldn't look me in the eye. And these condoms were strawberry flavored, infused with strawberry essence. I'm allergic to everything related to strawberries. My heart ached violently. For a moment, my throat felt so tight that I couldn't utter a single word. I truly don't understand. What did I ever do to wrong her that she'd betray me like this? She hurriedly grabbed my hand to explain. Ethan, I really didn't betray you. You're the only one in my heart. You have to believe me. The evidence was right before my eyes. I didn't know how I could possibly believe her. For the first time, I recoiled from her touch, pushing her hand away directly. Hurry to the city hall, I said. She froze for a second, then started the car toward City Hall. 7 years ago, we had obtained our marriage certificate here. 7 years later, we're here to get our divorce certificate. I have no demands, except one: I want all the assets. I don't want everything I've worked so hard for to be taken by her and given to Leo. Now my body has eased a bit, it doesn't hurt as much as before. I looked at her and said, anyway, didn't you promise you'd remarry me later? It doesn't matter if the assets stay with me. Her face stiffened, but she ultimately agreed. Leaving the city hall, the system said, in a week, I'll arrange for Olivia to perform your surgery. Why not now? I just want to leave this heartbreaking world as soon as possible. 1 week later is Olivia and Leo's wedding day. Dying on the day of their ceremony, wouldn't that be more satisfying? Its tone carried a hint of slyness. The system was indeed ruthless, its methods impeccable. Ethan, let me take you home. Olivia suddenly spoke beside me. No need. I didn't want to see her right now, so I turned and walked away. Back at home, I threw away everything that belonged to me. If I was going to leave, I might as well make it clean. Just then, my phone buzzed with a notification. It was a message from an anonymous number. Ali specially flew abroad to custom make this ring for our wedding. Accompanying the text was a photo of a man and woman's fingers intertwined, identical rings gleaming on their ring fingers. I didn't need to think twice to know who sent this. Did Leo really believe this could upset me? He's mistaken. Olivia means nothing to me now. I sent him a message directly. Can she even afford to buy a ring? Surely she didn't use your money? After all, every bit of our assets is with me. He replied quickly. Ali said it's just temporary. She's using my money but will pay me back later. Heh, I wonder if he'd still love Olivia the same way when he finds out she's penniless. Soon enough, a week later arrived early in the morning. I even specifically messaged Olivia to come back. I'd make her some grilled ribs. Though she betrayed me, since we loved each other after all, I still wanted to do one last thing for her. Yet she replied, don't you know I'm busy? I didn't press further. I wonder if she'll regret not coming back when she later wants roasted ribs and then finds out I'm dead. Soon I went to the hospital and lay on the operating table, with Olivia as the lead surgeon. Olivia's assistant reassured me, Ethan, don't worry. This is just a minor condition. Dr. Olivia is our hospital's leading specialist. She's never failed a surgery. Really? Then this operation will become the first stain on her perfect record. Just as the surgical drape was covering my face, Olivia walked in. I heard her say impatiently, such a minor surgery requiring my expertise? Don't they know today's my wedding day? Getting married? The assistant exclaimed in surprise. The assistant didn't know Olivia and I were divorced, so he must have found it outrageous. Enough, stop talking nonsense and just do it. Perhaps realizing she had spoken out of turn, Olivia brushed it off with a vague remark. The system wanted me to fully experience this surgery, so it kept my consciousness awake throughout. I felt Olivia make a careless incision across my abdomen. An appendectomy is a minor surgery. Even an average doctor can perform it, so it's normal for Olivia to be casual about it. At this moment, I asked the system how exactly it made her slip up. It just chuckled. Wait and see. The next second, a phone ringtone suddenly blared in the operating room. I was completely stunned. This is an operating room. How could someone bring a mobile phone? Dr. Olivia, how could you bring a phone? This is a sterile surgery, the assistant exclaimed in shock. None of your business. I'm the lead surgeon here. Who are you to lecture me? Besides, I have something important today. Of course I had to bring my phone in. Now you know why I deliberately arranged it for today. The system's words made me realize, by scheduling it for today, Olivia would be distracted. Once distracted, the surgery was bound to fail. Brilliant move. I thought to myself. I just leveraged her personality traits. I knew she'd bring her phone today and wouldn't focus during the surgery. At this moment, Olivia actually stopped the surgery, preparing to remove her gloves to answer the phone. Her assistant hurriedly said, Dr. Olivia, won't this risk infecting the patient? If you try to stop me again, get out of here. Olivia's fury erupted instantly, leaving everyone in the operating room too intimidated to utter another word. I heard her answer the call, her voice suddenly softening to an extreme tenderness. Leo, I'll be right there. Wait for me half an hour. %%. So it was Leo who called her. She really does care about him. Cares enough to violate surgical protocol. Right now, I deeply regret choosing to pursue her 7 years ago. After hanging up, Olivia's movements became noticeably more rushed. What was supposed to be an hour-long surgery was completed by her in just over 10 minutes. The system couldn't help but snark, TSK, even more impatient than I imagined. Not only did she fail to remove your appendix properly, but she also left a pair of scissors inside your belly. In such a hurry to marry Leo, was she? I simply can't wait to see her face when she realizes she's the one who killed me. As soon as the wound was stitched up, Olivia was the first one out. I was wheeled out and lay in the hospital ward, showing no immediate abnormalities, because it wasn't yet my time to leave this world, so I remained alive. The anesthesia wore off quickly, thanks to the system. When I opened my eyes, I saw Olivia at the ward entrance giving instructions to the nurse. I'd be discharged in a few days. She said this without even glancing at my medical records. Had she opened them, she would have realized the person she operated on today was me. With difficulty, I managed to speak, Olivia. Only then did she finally see me. With other patients in the ward, it never occurred to her that I was the one undergoing surgery. She looked at me impatiently. What are you doing here? As she spoke, she pulled out her phone and started typing furiously. I thought she must be texting Leo. She must be in a hurry, eager to get to the wedding venue. Olivia, I'm not feeling well. Could you take a look at me? I'm not still clinging to her. I just want to reminisce about how she used to care for me. Back then, even when I caught a cold, she would anxiously check on me. Ethan, I never expected you to be so scheming. You knew perfectly well today was my wedding day with Leo, yet you pretended to be sick just to keep me here. Let me tell you, I won't fall for your tricks. Since Leo came back, whatever I say, she thinks I'm lying. I don't want to explain anything anymore. I just said one sentence. Olivia, do you remember the day you married me? You promised to love me well for a lifetime. Her face darkened, and she gripped the corner of her clothes tightly. Don't guilt-trip me with morality. I've said it before, I'm only doing this to fulfill Leo's wish. I'm leaving now, stop pretending. With that, she turned to go. I called out to her, Olivia, if I really disappeared one day, would you regret what you said today? She paused at the door, but in the end left without saying another word. She's completely lost you now. I initially petitioned our superiors that if she stayed for you today, you wouldn't have to die. The system's voice echoed in my mind. I simply smiled. It's fine. I never intended to stay anyway. I've completely given up on Olivia. Can you really let go of 7 years of love? The system had personally witnessed all those years I spent with Olivia, so it knew perfectly well how much I'd invested in Olivia. Once, to save Olivia, I donated part of my liver to her. At that time, even the system was astonished, saying it was the first time seeing a man so deeply affectionate. So now, my letting go must be incomprehensible to it. I haven't moved on, but my love remains forever with the Olivia of the past. The present Olivia isn't worthy of it. Why? Because she's tainted now. The condom I found in the car that day was strawberry flavored, and I'm allergic to anything strawberry. But Olivia forgot. She even tried to lie to me about it. So that condom was used by her with someone else? Yes, probably with Leo in the car. They couldn't even wait. Damn, that's disgusting. Even the system couldn't help cursing. I fell silent, quietly embracing death. Before long, a sharp pain began radiating from my abdomen. I desperately pressed the call button and was quickly wheeled into the operating room. The lead surgeon gasped in shock as he opened my abdomen, exclaiming, Who performed this operation? Could an appendectomy really be botched this badly? He cursed under his breath while working, then exploded the next second. Damn it, why isn't the scissors already out? The surgical site is already infected. I just want to say, it's Dr. Davis, the one they consider the most authoritative. Then, the doctor tried desperately to save me. After what felt like an eternity, he uttered regretfully, due to systemic organ failure caused by infection, note the patient's time of death. The next second, I felt my soul suddenly detach, floating in midair. Hurry up and contact the patient's family, the lead surgeon instructed the young nurse behind him. The nurse spoke in a low voice. Dr. Davis is his family member, but the phone keeps ringing unanswered. What a heartless woman, the system couldn't help exclaiming. I just casually waved my hand. Never mind, I don't care anymore. Just send me away quickly. Don't be in such a hurry. Don't you want to see Olivia's face when she repents? Oh right, that's true. I'm not in any particular hurry anyway. The system transported my soul to Olivia and Leo's wedding venue. The green lawn, beautiful white roses, and the weather today was exceptionally fine. At this moment, the two were making heartfelt vows on the stage. Olivia held the microphone and said, Leo, from now on I'll take good care of you for a lifetime, never leaving or abandoning you, staying faithful to you forever. Once upon a time, she had said these very words at our own wedding. On our wedding night, we lay together in our mortgaged home. Though the house was small and mortgaged, we felt incredibly happy because we had each other. Olivia nestled in my arms and asked, Ethan, do you want a daughter or son in the future? A daughter, I imagine she'd be as beautiful as you. She shyly nestled into my embrace. All right, I'll only bear your children. She once made me many promises, yet they were broken time and time again. Coming back to my senses, I asked the system, can you arrange for a rain shower? The system immediately grasped my meaning. Of course. Soon, the originally clear and sunny weather suddenly turned overcast with dark clouds, and a heavy downpour began. It ruined Olivia and Leo's wedding venue. They hurried indoors, with Olivia quickly drying Leo's hair. Her eyes were filled with concern for him. Actually, I should have realized it sooner. She had already changed her heart. When Rio returned to the country, she secretly went to pick him up behind my back. At the time, I kept reassuring myself they were just friends. Later she told me, Rio is sick. He keeps thinking about me and wants me to marry him. My body froze. Did you say yes? Of course I'll agree. They're practically on their deathbed, and this is their final wish. But this isn't fair to me. I refuse. Ethan, you're so selfish and vile. You have no heart. They have cancer. That day, she spewed every cruel word imaginable just to pressure me into complying. But I didn't relent. Sitting on the couch, it was the first time I felt this home was no longer as warm as it used to be. Later, she secretly went on dates with Leo behind my back, even transferring properties under her name to him. Hiding in the shadows, I secretly watched them holding hands and planning their future happiness together. I texted her, Ollie, come home for dinner tonight. I miss you. I'm still working overtime, not coming back. The cold words stabbed into my heart like a knife. The pain took my breath away. Truth was, I'd noticed everything long ago. I was just trying to fool myself. Fool myself that Olivia couldn't possibly stop loving me just like that. Fool myself that Olivia was just momentarily confused. But I gave her chance after chance, only to be met with escalating demands. So she had stopped loving me long ago. The wedding was forced to halt, and Olivia had no choice but to return home with Leo. Before even entering the house, the two couldn't wait to embrace and kiss passionately, like dry wood meeting fierce flames. It made me sick to my stomach. Even the system cursed, that cheating bitch. Ollie, I really love you so much. Being intimate with you before death, I'm truly satisfied. Leo panted while speaking, but won't Ethan actually get angry if you marry me? He only said such things to drive a wedge between me and Olivia. Disgusting. Olivia beneath him seemed lost in thought upon hearing these words, as if contemplating something. Leo kissed her on the cheek. What's wrong? She snapped out of her daze. And nothing. I was just thinking about where we should go for our honeymoon later. Leo immediately perked up at her words. I want to go to England, eat at that Michelin-starred restaurant everyone recommends. I'd also like to buy a few outfits and make a grand impression before I. But his words made Olivia's face cloud with unease. Leo, after Ethan and I got divorced, I gave him all the money, so. What? Leo stood up abruptly, cutting her off. Then when are you going to pay me back for the ring you bought earlier? I don't have the money to give you right now. Host, well done. Good thing you were smart enough to take all the money back then. I didn't say anything. Truth is, I noticed long ago that Leo only got close to Olivia for her money. I looked into him, he owed a lot of money overseas before. But Olivia didn't believe it at all. She thought he truly loved her. Seeing how deeply she loved him, I didn't expose him. I just quietly planted a mine for her. What's the point of marrying me if you're broke? Leo shoved her away, his face twisted in irritation. Are you fucking stupid? How could you give all your money to Ethan? Olivia stared at him in disbelief, shocked by his behavior. You care that much about my money? Damn right. If I'd known you were broke, I wouldn't even have lent you money for the damn ring." At this moment, Leo had shed all pretenses. "Damn it. Good thing I never got a marriage certificate with you, or I'd be screwed big time. Hurry up and give me back the money for the ring." So all this time, it was just about my money? Olivia clenched her fists, glaring at him furiously. "Leo, you have cancer, what do you need money for?" "Ha ha, I just casually said I had cancer, and you believed it? Only someone as dumb as you would fall for that." With a sharp smack, Olivia slapped him hard across the face. "You beast, and to think I divorced Ethan for you." Just then, her phone suddenly rang. It was a call from the hospital. "All right, host, I've arranged for a cousin to assist you in suing Olivia for surgical malpractice later. You always think of everything." At that moment, Olivia answered the call. "Dr. Davis, you finally picked up. The hospital is in complete chaos right now. The surgery you performed on your husband this morning caused an infection. His cousin is causing a scene here. You need to get back immediately." A single sentence packed multiple revelations, leaving Olivia frozen in place. "My husband? Yes, don't you remember? You operated on your husband for appendicitis this morning. Because of your surgical error, the infection killed him. Get back here now." At these words, Olivia's phone clattered to the ground. She could no longer spare energy for her argument with Leo. Rushing out the door in haste, she drove straight to the hospital. Along the way, she ran through countless red lights. "Host, she seems terrified, her whole body is trembling." Of course she's scared. After all, she's the one who killed me. After arriving at the hospital, Olivia fell several times due to running too fast. By the time she reached the ward where I was staying in the morning, both her legs were covered with injuries. Her face filled with despair, she grabbed a nurse and asked, "Where's Ethan? Where's Ethan?" "Dr. Davis, I don't know who you mean by Ethan. How could this be? I just performed surgery on him this morning, and he was lying right here in this ward." "You finally come. Give me back my cousin's life." A girl rushed in and violently grabbed Olivia's hair. Olivia shoved her away, her eyes bloodshot. "Do you know Ethan? Where is Ethan? Take me to him." Her hair was tousled and disheveled, making her look like a madwoman. Eventually, my cousin took her to the morgue. My corpse lay in a cold storage drawer, next to Olivia's assistant. The assistant said regretfully, "Dr. Olivia, you were in too much of a hurry this morning. You didn't completely remove the appendix and left the scissors inside Ethan's abdomen." This sentence was a devastating blow to Olivia. After all, it was just a minor appendectomy. How could she, an authoritative doctor, make such a mistake? Her whole body went limp as she collapsed to the floor, struggling to crawl to my corpse. "No, this can't be. I remember clearly that I did it right. I did it right. Dr. Olivia, you took a call midway, perhaps it distracted you. Don't blame yourself." The assistant tried to comfort her, but this consolation seemed to shatter the last shred of sanity remaining in her mind. Her tears fell instantly, but when I left, he was still fine in the hospital room. I saw him myself. "Ethan, don't lie to me. Wake up, please, I'm begging you." Less than 2 hours after you left, Ethan was rushed into surgery due to infection. At that moment, she was in the midst of her wedding with Leo. She must have been so happy. She simply didn't know that while she stood exchanging rings with another man on that stage, the husband who had loved her for 7 years ceased to exist in this world. Olivia's cries burst forth violently. She grabbed my hand and desperately shook my body. "Ethan, wake up. I'll take you home. I promise I'll never be angry with you again, okay?" But my corpse couldn't respond to her. "I'm begging you, wake up. Wake up so we can remarry. I'll never divorce you again. No matter what she says now, I can never return. She didn't cherish me when she had the chance, and now that I'm gone, she's crying again. Doesn't this disgust you?" She desperately kisses my lips again, her tears streaming all over my face. "Ethan, didn't you say you wanted to have children with me? You promised you'd stay with me forever. Don't you dare abandon me like this." Once, I did promise to stay with her forever, but now, she was the one who pushed me away with her own hands. "Dr. Olivia, please don't cry. I know you didn't mean to, and you must have had something important going on today that led to this mistake." The assistant's words poured salt into the wound, driving Olivia deeper into despair. After all, it wasn't because of anything important. Her voice trembled as she spoke. "Did Ethan leave anything for me when he left?" "Yes, he left a note." "What does it say?" Olivia seemed to glimpse hope and struggled to rise, but when the assistant showed it to her, she collapsed heavily back to the floor. "Because what I wrote was, wishing you and Leo everlasting happiness and all your dreams come true." She was crying so hard she could barely catch her breath, while my cousin kept threatening to sue her. All she could do was kneel and keep apologizing. "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. If she had cared about you even a little, none of this would have happened today." "Yes, but she changed her heart." "System, I really want to know, why did she love me so much before, yet changed her heart so suddenly?" "Over the years, she's remained in touch with Leo, unable to let him go, yet unwilling to leave you either. I couldn't bring myself to tell you before, but now that you're leaving, I can finally reveal the truth. I stood there completely stunned. So all this time, she'd been two-timing both of us. While I remained completely in the dark, Olivia cried herself into unconsciousness and was admitted to the hospital ward. She suddenly regained consciousness midway. Ethan, she muttered, then stumbled back home. She opened the door. The house that always kept a light on for her was now completely dark inside. Weeping, she fumbled for the light switch and turned it on. Everything related to me was gone. The once paired couple's cups now stood solitary. The wedding photos of two had each been torn, leaving only her image behind in every frame. I had thrown away everything about me long ago. I wouldn't leave her a single trace. She frantically searched every corner of the house like a madwoman. Yet apart from her own belongings, there wasn't the slightest trace of me left. Clutching the torn wedding photo with swollen eyes and a choked voice, she asked, Ethan, is this your way of punishing me? If I could, I'd tell her yes, I was indeed punishing her. I want to make her feel guilty, to feel sorry for me, with no way to make amends. Host, it seems she truly loved you once. So what? I don't want this kind of love from her. It disgusts me. After all, I could never forget how unbearable it was when I discovered her infidelity. That day I found out she went to a hotel with Leo. Back then, I was just like her, sitting alone in the room crying. Looking back now, I realize how foolish I was to cry over someone so unworthy. Olivia couldn't find anything about me, so she went through our chat history. The last message remained where I'd asked her to come home so I could make her grilled ribs. Yet she replied, "Don't you know I'm busy?" She burst into tears again, slapping herself hard. I should die. I deserve to die. Why didn't I come back? Ethan, I regret it now. I want to eat the ribs you grilled. Please, I beg you to come back. But the one who used to grill ribs for her was about to leave forever. System, can I leave now? Of course. I'll teleport you to the next mission world immediately. Okay, will you still stay with me? Of course. In the final moment, fragments of the love Olivia and I once shared flashed before my eyes one by one. I don't regret my decision to leave her at all. Olivia side story, when dawn broke the next morning, Olivia discovered all her hair had turned white. She smashed the mirror in despair, clutching her head and screaming, why am I like this? Crushed by grief, she ran to the master bedroom and lay on the spot where Ethan had once slept. Her tears soaked the sheets as she stared blankly at the ceiling. Ethan, will you still love me when I'm old? As she spoke these words, she suddenly remembered what Ethan had once told her. Ethan had said, "Ollie, as long as you don't abandon me, I'll cling to you for this lifetime." Yet in a moment of foolishness, she had lost Ethan. She truly despised herself, hated that she had ever gotten involved with Leo in the first place. She didn't understand how she had spiraled so completely out of control. At the very beginning, when Leo contacted her, she'd only intended to chat casually. It wasn't like she'd done anything particularly outrageous. But when Leo invited her to a hotel room, she wavered. She thought that occasionally interacting with someone else might lift her spirits. But she forgot that this behavior was cheating, that it was unfair to Ethan. This behavior would make her lose Ethan. Now she's come to her senses, but it's already too late. If time could be reversed, she thinks she would have firmly rejected Leo. At this moment, Leo suddenly came looking for her. When he saw her, he thought he had come to the wrong place, but after taking a closer look, he realized the white-haired woman was indeed Olivia. He found her truly ugly and terrifying. Olivia, pay back the money now. If you hadn't seduced me, I wouldn't have made that surgical mistake. Then I wouldn't have lost Ethan. It all happened because of you. How dare you come asking me for money now? Olivia got up from the bed and roared at him. Leo glanced at her disdainfully. Sis, can't you take off your pants yourself? If you weren't already interested in me, would I have succeeded in seducing you? Hurry up and return the money. Ethan bought you plenty of jewelry, didn't he? Or sell this house and give me the cash. Olivia slapped him hard across the face. Get out. Leo immediately grabbed her by the throat. If you don't give me the money, I'll kill you. Olivia didn't back down either, directly grabbing the vase from the nightstand and smashing it hard against his head. It's all your fault. It's all because you ruined everything for me. I'll kill you. I swear I'll kill you. Olivia had completely lost her mind, repeatedly stabbing the broken shards of the vase into Leo's stomach. Only when Leo finally fell completely silent did she stop. The fragment in her hand fell to the ground with a clatter. Her eyes bloodshot, she smiled and said, Ethan, did you see? I killed him. I'm no longer with him. Come back and marry me. Later, Olivia was dismissed from the hospital. Dr. Davis, once celebrated and admired, became the incompetent physician on everyone's lips. She hid at home every day, too afraid to go out. Eventually, Ethan's cousin successfully sued her, landing her a 5-year prison sentence. Only then was she let out by the police. The sunlight fell on her face, revealing newfound wrinkles. Olivia suddenly recalled a saying, "Those who betray true hearts shall be punished." This must be my punishment, she thought. After all, I betrayed Ethan, who was so good to me. In the end, she refused all food and drink in prison, and passed away. After death, she was taken to a brand new world by something called the system. Here, she saw Ethan. Ethan had built a new family with another woman, and they were holding hands while shopping. Ethan said, "Darling, I want a daughter who'll grow up to be as beautiful as you." Her tears began falling pat once more, because suddenly, she remembered Ethan had said exactly the same thing to her once before. Back then, she didn't cherish it properly. The end.